Hello, welcome to my FYP showreel. Here I will be going over the current state of my FYP, Photon's Edge, going over UI, AI, combat systems, and other mechanics and aspects that I've implemented into this current state. So starting off with some of the UI elements, here's the main menu. So as you saw, the options menu automatically opens up with the main menu. This is a recent implementation, so currently there's a little bit buggy with how it loads. That can easily be adjusted. I'm not too worried about that as of right now. So each of the buttons work, so I can exit game and it exits the game. I can also go to the options, bring up the options menu, where I've got my keybinds. Here I can select custom keybinds. Currently, visually with the UI it changes them, but in engine it actually doesn't change the controls just yet. However, it's a really good start into the custom keybinds, and will just help prepare me for this. For instance, for the jump, I click it with my left mouse and it says press any key. So if I press, for instance, H, it'll switch to H, and ideally now H would be the new jump button. However, this currently doesn't work exactly. As you can see, there's a little bit of an issue with keeping the text in line. From what I know, it's probably because of how many string letters are over here. So for instance, walk forward is a lot longer than the rest of it, so the W is slightly further, so I'll have to adjust that. But otherwise, it's a great start for the controls system or the custom keybinds. And then controls, it shows the default controls of the game, so how it would look and how the original controls of the game are. Trying to keep it with that sci-fi Japanese feel. Now, starting off with the game, as you can see, we have an enemy AI that chases the player and attacks him. Now, for combat, I've implemented left mouse click to do a combo attack, like shown here. This is currently done with a line trace. I'll probably change this to be a more accurate. Could be a multi-sphere trace, or it could be a actual sword line trace of some form. And then I've also got different attacks. For instance, one on the keyboard, as shown based off the UI in the bottom right, does this attack. This is more like a heavy hitting attack, so it'll be slower, do more damage. Then I've got like a spin kind of attack, where the character spins and attacks. Now, I wanted to do some kind of aerial attack, however, I currently don't have an aerial animation, so this might have to get shifted if I can't find a good aerial animation. But for now, it's just the default enemy attack, and I've changed it to the player attack. Now, these attacks can also be comboed in a way, as you can see. So I can press 1, then I can press 2 into 3, which combos 3, 2, 1, or 2, 3, 1, and so on. I also show a locked skill currently. Now, ideally in the future, I would like to have this skill potentially unlockable to show that progression aspect of the game. I did implement the day and night cycle, however, it's currently broken. As you can see, currently there is a health bar that has that health system. Health goes down. When it reaches 0, the main player doesn't die just yet. However, when the enemy takes enough damage, they die. So, as you can see, I'll have to hit it a few times. For some reason, there's some weird stuff going on with the character animations as well. And as you can hear, I've implemented sound effects so the player can see when they're actually stunned with a stun animation, just to help with the immersion of the game. As you can see, I also have a respawn system implemented. Now, ideally, this would be done using the game over screen, which I've got working. I just need to set the game state to game over when the player dies. As you can see, because it's just a line trace, there are currently some damaging issues and not hitting the enemy properly, which is why I will be switching this in the next phase of the combat. Now, with the pause menu, once again, like in the main menu, the options currently come straight up. Ideally, I don't want that. So I'm just going to hide it for the time being. So, exactly the same, I can resume game. Using the resume controls, brings out the control button. Control menu. Options, brings out the options. Skills, it brings out the skill menu. I just gotta make sure that I actually hide the visibility on this pause menu. However, otherwise it functions as intended. And then finally, I can exit the menu as well, which takes me straight back to the main menu. I'm pretty sure these are all the functions that I did manage to implement into the current state of the game. This allows me to have the core game loop, essentially, of what the game is. I'll be able to have the combat system fully finished. AI is essentially done at this point. It'll be just a few tweaks. Tweak some of the animations, a bit of the UI. However, as of everything I've worked on so far is essentially almost finished at this stage, which puts me in a really good spot for the FYP, as I will be able to then, after the break for Christmas, be able to come back in and just work on polishing it, building up a level, making it look pretty, essentially, considering affordance, like I've been discussing throughout the presentation, and other aspects. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next presentation, likely, or during another video where I will go through my project.